Hey there, Mr. Reddit here. Welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents Stories. Our first story we'll be reading today. Karen thought I was a manager because of my clothes and gets put in her place by someone you may not expect. After that, entitled mom wants my friend's sleds. After that, a receipt is not a gift card. And after that, entitled mom tried to take my AirPods, works for my father. Now, Karen assured me if we can get 1,000 likes on this video, she won't try to take anybody else's AirPods. So please smash that like button. And if you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications for new stories from Reddit every single day. By the way, become an official channel member today and I'll give you a shout out in an upcoming video. Karen thought I was a manager because of my clothes and gets put in her place by someone you may not expect. I've been reading a few posts here on this subreddit and didn't have any stories to share. Until now. This is both wholesome and entertaining. You'll see what I mean. Note, all names have been changed, including mine. I work as a housekeeper at a hospital and the required attire are scrubs. So on days when I'm not cleaning toilets or mopping floors, I like to dress up and accessorize. One day, on my day off, I was wearing a nice brown paisley dress with a heathered mustard cardigan and needed to go to my local supermarket for a lot of basic necessities. As I was deciding which flour is best for this bread I was planning to bake, I heard an aged voice. "Excuse me, miss?" I turned around and saw an elderly lady. She seemed to be about 70, a little hunched, and about 5 inches shorter than I am. "Could you please help me? I really need to get some confectioner's sugar, and it's awfully high from my reach. Would you hand me over the small box from that top shelf over there?" I'm very polite and like to help those in need, so I replied, "Oh, sure, no problem." I grab her a decent-looking box and put it in her cart. "Thank you so much," she smiled. "Now, could you help me with several other things?" Sure. I wasn't in a hurry. The lady wanted me to help her with about 5 more items. I figured she must have needed help, since she's definitely not the woman she once was. As soon as we finished, she was all smiles and thanked me. "It's no trouble," I replied. We exchanged a few more words, and finally, she introduced herself as Dolores. I introduced myself, and then we both went our separate ways. Next week followed, and I had to go to the store again. And guess who I bumped into? Dolores saw me and then asked me if I could help her with her shopping. Kind of strange for her to ask me again, but okay. As I was helping her, we had more conversation. What our families are like, our hobbies, what we like to cook, etc. She thanked me again, and then I went to start my shopping. Fast forward to yesterday. Thanksgiving is my family's biggest holiday celebration, only because it's more convenient for our huge family to get together. Because our party usually comes up to 50 people and that the festivities happen at my parents' house, not to mention the same house my dad grew up in, I needed to help my mom get most of the groceries. I just got out of church, so I was wearing black pants and shoes, a nice top with a cardigan, makeup conservatively done, jewelry, and hair sticks. Mom and I grabbed our own carts. We split the list and then split up. I was grabbing some pimento cheese and roca bleu when I hear the all too familiar "Ahem." I turn around and see our Karen. Karen, "Are you done fiddling with those, or are you still daydreaming?" Me, neither. I'm shopping for Thanksgiving." "Are you allowed to do that?" "I believe so. I'm American." Karen huffs. "Well, one of your employees was incredibly rude to me. Follow me, please." Employees, I thought. What the heck does that mean? I decided I better not mess with this woman and see where this goes. I follow her to the dairy aisle where I see spilled milk and Cody, a friendly boy who I met months back. He was mopping up the mess. Me, "Oh, hi Cody, what's up?" Cody, "Well, Holly, I'll tell you what's up. I was looking at egg substitutes when this young man spilled milk on the floor and expected me to slip on it like it's a joke. When I called him out on it, he refused to admit it and apologize." Cody, sincerely, "That's not true. I just happened to see the milk on the floor and was going to find a mop and bucket to clean it up. I don't know how this happened, and I'm very sorry, ma'am, but this lady doesn't work here. Karen. Now you're going to lie your way out of this? To me? You see what kind of people you hire if you're not careful enough? You need to fire this brat immediately. Me. Actually, ma'am, it's true. I'm not a manager. And even if I was, I really doubt anyone would get fired over a little accident. Karen, enraged. A little accident? I could have slipped and broken something. And what do you mean you're not a manager? You're all dressed up like one. You even know this kid's name. Me. But I'm not wearing a badge. I just like to dress up nicely. Plus, I shop here and see Cody all the time, as he has helped me before. He's a great person, and you'd be silly to say otherwise. Karen, shocked, and points directly at me. You have got some nerve to trick people like this. I know you work here, but it is clear to me that you are not management material. I will report both of you to the next higher up. And she stormed off, stubbornly clinging to her beliefs and decidedly likely to chew someone else up and spit them out. Cody. Wow, I can't believe she still thinks you're a manager. Me. I can't believe she's going to be that upset over spilled milk. Literally. Cody. It happens more than you know. Me. I'll take your word for it. Have a good one, Cody. I went back about my shopping business when I bumped into none other than Dolores. Dolores. Hello, Holly. How have you been? Me. Great. Just getting some Thanksgiving business done. Dolores. That's good, that's good. By the way, did you know there's a spill near the milk area? You might want to send someone to clean it up. Me. Oh yeah, Cody is already on it. Dolores. See? That's just the kind of service you don't get much these days. Service? Wait, she can't think. Before I could respond, I get cut off with, there she is. Lo and behold, there was Karen, marching down the aisle with Brian, a head manager. He's a pretty big, tough guy, but nice enough. Karen. Thought I would forget about you, To Brian. This is her, sir. Dolores. Karen, what's going on? Karen. Mom, that witch you're talking to is a fraud. That's right, folks. Karen is Dolores' daughter. I was just wondering as how such a sweet lady could have such an entitled jerk for a daughter. One equation that does not compute. Brian, to me. This lady here says that you were posing as a manager, lied for one of the employees, and acted disrespectful towards her. Is that true? Me. No, Karen. Of course it's true. Why would anyone dress up just to go to a grocery store? That is a valid point, I admit. But as a citizen who lives in the land of the free and the home of the brave, it's my right to dress however I see fit. Me. So, because I put more effort into my appearance, that automatically makes me a manager or otherwise a liar? Exactly. So that's how her thinking works. If you're dressed in a uniform of some sort, you must be a menial of some sort. And when you're dressed professionally, you're a manager. That's Karen logic for you. Dolores, obviously confused. Wait a minute. There must be some mistake. Holly has been such a big help to me various times. She would never do anything to hurt anybody. Me. Oh, Dolores, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm not a manager. I don't even work here. Dolores. Wait, are you serious? Me. Yes, I'm sorry how things made it seem that way, but it's true. I'm not a manager. I never was. Dolores. Then how come you've helped me twice if you weren't? Me. I know you genuinely needed help. I just did it to be kind. That's how I was raised. Dolores' eyes widened, and she put her hand to her mouth as she realized her mistake. Karen. This is unacceptable. You clearly have no decency. How dare you mess with my mother that way? You're an imposter of a manager and a disgrace as a human being. People like you sicken me. Back to Brian. You need to ban her from this store. Brian. Ma'am, our policy only turns away customers who are dressed inappropriately. This woman is not violating any dress code. If someone walks around a store and is not wearing a badge, they are most likely a customer. As for the milk spill, we can go check the security footage if you want, but I really doubt someone like Cody would do that. especially since he discovered it, reported the incident to me, and got to cleaning it up fast. Karen:
How dare you! This is poor customer service. Ban this little jerk, or I'm calling the police.
Dolores:
Karen, you will do no such thing. You're acting ridiculous. This is not how we handle things when we are in the wrong. If there is anyone to blame, it is myself for assuming that this young lady was a manager. I suppose after seeing so many young women dress in ways they shouldn't lately, I forgot that there are still decent ladies out there.
She smiled at me. Karen was flabbergasted. Then she finally spoke in a much different tone.
But, Mom, she,
Dolores:
is an exceptional woman, and I'm grateful to know that there is still hope for human decency.
To Karen:
You, on the other hand, have forgotten what's important in life. I've raised you kids better than this. You owe this lady an apology for judging her appearance, and the gentleman for wasting his time. Right now.
Karen:
But,
Dolores:
right now.
Everyone was speechless. In this day and age, you don't see many Karens get put in their place by their own parents. Karen was quiet for a while, but finally apologized. After a few more minutes of clearing the air and seeing that no harm was really done, I went back about my business and finally finished up my list. My mom caught up with me and asked where I've been, and I told her the story. She was surprised, but then hugged me, saying, "That's my girl." I learned something invaluable. No matter how dark the world may be, keep being someone's ray of sunshine. By helping someone out, they're more likely to help you. This is going to be quite a story to share with the family on Thanksgiving. Next we've got Entitled Mom Wants My Friend's Sleds. I finally found one. This happened this afternoon. Cast: we've got me, we've got my friend, we've got friends' kids, and we've got Entitled Mom. We don't get a lot of snow in southern Arizona. A snowstorm hits the mountains near town maybe 3 times a year, and there is a mad rush to get into the mountains and play in the snow. This week we had such a storm. Fortunately for us, the county sheriff didn't update road conditions, so the mountain was surprisingly uncrowded today. I met some friends on the mountain to share lunch, do a bit of hiking, and let my friends' kids play in the rare snow. Being from the Midwest, I must inform you that when I say snow, I'm not talking about what many of us grew up at more northern latitudes mean when we say snow. It usually comes down damp, and the rare occasion you get a dry snow. By the time the county clears the road, there's been at least one 50-degree day, so what snow is left is hard and covered with a thin sheet of ice from refreezing the night before. But for kids who've never seen snow, it was paradise. Needless to say, we don't have a huge demand for sleds. You can't just walk into Walmart and buy one. On the rare occasion you can find something, it's usually one of those cheap plastic circle things with cheap handles. Occasionally you'll find the plastic sheets that roll up with a handle in the front, but you'll never find the really good plastic ones that you can get 2 kids onto and has good handles. You'll see a lot of people improvising with trash can lids, trash bags, cardboard, whatever they can find that will go down the snow. A year ago, my friend drove home to Wyoming, and when he was there, he purchased a couple of really nice plastic toboggans for his kids. I'm certain you can see where this is going. We had finished our playing around and were getting ready to head back down the mountain. My friend was getting the kids into the car. The toboggans were leaning against the side of his truck. I was about 50 feet away, packing up and cleaning up after the picnic. I'll describe the scene in order, but some of the details I was made aware of after the fact. Enter Entitled Mom. She's young, she's very pretty, and she put on a lot of makeup to bring her kid to the mountains. She's wearing black leather knee-high boots with 4-inch heels, a cable knit sweater, and one of those puffy vests with the fur hood. She's perfectly manicured with every hair in place.
Excuse me, are you done with your sleds?
My friend. Yeah, but we're headed down the mountain. Entitled Mom, grinning.
Great.
And starts grabbing one of the toboggans. My friend. I'm sorry, but we're leaving now. And reaches for his sled. She jumps back and exclaims,
My kid wants to sled. The thing we brought isn't working.
My friend. I'm sorry. If you'd asked earlier, maybe. But we're leaving now.
But I promised my kid.
My friend is a great guy, but he has a very low threshold for BS. I couldn't care less if your kid cries all night and never gets to trust you again. Now give me my sled.
But you're done with it, and the snow will be gone tomorrow.
My friend, it will snow again, and my kid is gonna want his sled.
Can't we just use it for a bit? I promise I'll get it back to you.
Lady, I don't know you, and I live over an hour from town. Are you gonna deliver it to my house?
Sure.
My friend thinks about it a second. $200.
What? I'm not going to buy your stupid sled.
And I'm not selling it. $200 and you can use it the rest of the weekend. Return it undamaged and I'll refund you $175 and keep $25 as a rental fee. Entitled Mom.
I'm not giving you $200 for your stupid sled. I don't know you. You'll just keep my money.
My friend, and you'll just keep my sled if I loan it to you for free. Entitled Mom, obviously offended and indignant.
How dare you imply I'm not trustworthy?
My friend is now beyond annoyed. Just give me back my sled, and steps towards her. She steps back, and remember those 4-inch heels? They're not appropriate footwear for compacted snow and slush. Down she goes. About that time, I was walking back to my car, which was parked a few spaces down from him, and I had to walk past him to get to my car. I see that they're having a conversation and see her go down. I run up to try and help, and she grabs me by the arm.
Sir,
she says to me,
did you see? He assaulted me.
My friend steps forward and picks up his sled. She recoils into me and screams,
"Get away from me!"
and looks at me with pretty eyes that are half as old as mine. I can tell she is trying to flirt me into becoming her savior. Now my friend isn't super intimidating, but he's got a beard that gets pretty scraggly if it hasn't been oiled and brushed, and has a lot of tattoos. When he's actually dressed down for work and not wearing an old hoodie, ball cap, and jeans, he's a stud, but violent he is not. He's easily irritated, but he has one of the gentlest souls I know. I lifted her to her feet and looked at my friend and asked, "Hey, what's going on?" My friend, "This crazy..." I knew what word he wanted to say, but to his credit, he didn't. "This lady wanted to borrow a sled. I said no. She copped an attitude and fell on her butt." Entitled Mom.
What? No. He wanted to scam me on that crappy sled, and then he pushed me,
she said, looking at me. My friend had been behind a car where I couldn't see him. I just saw her fall, but I knew he hadn't pushed her. Me. "Miss, if there is one thing I'm certain of in this world, it's that he didn't push you." Entitled Mom.
I'll call the police.
My friend, exasperated at this point. "That's it." He looks at his phone and asks me, "Do you have a signal?" I did. "Call 911 for me. Tell them a woman tried to steal my sled and is now accusing me of assault." I dial.
What? No.
She storms off to her new BMW where her kid had been standing the whole time and drives away. 911, what is your emergency? Me. "Hey, sorry. Someone was trying to steal a friend's property, but she drove off unsuccessfully and we don't want to press charges. Do you still need to send someone out?" They didn't, but took my info and a description of her car and hung up. Next we've got, a receipt is not a gift card. I work in a large clothing store in a mall. We use gift cards both as gift cards and as a voucher, if that's the correct word, if you return an item. We have two types, both cardboard. One is pretty large with gift card printed in big letters at the top. The other is about the same size, but with an area you can push out, so it's the size of a credit card, with all the information written on it, also with the gift card title printed on it, albeit not as large. When we sell a gift card / give out a voucher, we have to have 2 employees sign it. We print the information on it with a noisy printer. We stamp it with our store stamp, and if it's a voucher, we staple the receipt to the gift card as well. Now, I've worked in this store since it opened almost 4 years ago and never had a problem with this until this lady came to my register. We have me, we have the gift card lady. On to the story. I was shift manager when this happened, working the register. Lady walks up to me with a sweater, and when she's about to pay, she puts a receipt on the counter, and she says she's paying with a voucher. Me. "Did you bring the voucher?" Lady.
It's right there.
Points to the receipt. I look at the receipt and see she returned an item worth about $14. Me. "I'm sorry, but this is just a receipt showing you received a voucher. I need the actual voucher to be able to register it.
I was never informed that this wasn't the voucher. If you're talking about the cardboard that came with it, I threw it away. It was way too big, and in every other store, the receipt is the voucher. The cardboard is usually just the container.
Me. I'm really sorry, but it clearly states on the cardboard that it's a gift card. There's a barcode I need to scan, and it was also signed by 2 employees, printed information on it, and stamped by us. I also show her how our gift cards look. I'm sorry if you misunderstood, but unfortunately, I cannot do anything with just the receipt, as the voucher needs to be sent into corporate when it's used. Lady argues a bit more, getting pretty upset, and eventually leaves without buying the new item. I thought it was over, but I was wrong. The next morning, I'm working with our store manager and tell her about everything that went down, as we love laughing at stupid customers getting upset over something that's their own fault. Not even 30 minutes later, she gets a call from our area manager. She received an angry email from the customer claiming I refused to let her use her gift card because she tossed the cardboard surrounding it. Now, our area manager is really sweet, and she even trained me before I started. So when my boss started explaining my side of the story, she realized the lady was full of bull. Area manager had thought we refused to accept the second type of gift card, where you could remove the surrounding cardboard to keep the credit card-sized cardboard with information on it. Upon learning that the lady in fact didn't bring any gift card, only a receipt, she forwarded the mail to my store manager to let her reply. And I tell you, it was a magnificent reply. I don't remember it word for word, but she basically spoon-fed her the same information I gave her about how obvious it is that the cardboard is the voucher, and that it's sad to hear that she managed to throw away $14 clearly marked gift card. Everyone working that day heard the story and ran to the office to read the emails. And after this, we clearly state to customers that the gift card marked gift card is indeed the gift card. Next we've got Entitled Mom Tried to Take My AirPods, Works for My Father. Cast. We've got Entitled Mom, we've got Entitled Kid, we've got Manager, and we've got me. So a bit of backstory. I'm really young to be working, and I look younger than I am. When I go to work, I wait in the lobby since the employee room is small and I don't want to bug others. I usually have AirPods in to listen to music as I'm bored. A lot of the dialogue I wasn't there for. I have been told what has been said by the manager and coworkers. Enjoy. Story time. So, Entitled Mom and Entitled Kid walk into the store and I'm waiting in the lobby listening to music. When they walk in, it goes like this. Entitled Kid.
Mummy, that man has AirPods. It's not fair.
Entitled Mom.
Oh, honey, I'm sure they're fake. You don't want fake AirPods, do you?
No, Mummy.
So anyways, they go up to the counter to buy food, and it's nearing my clock-in time, so I go into the back to get changed. Entitled Kid.
Mummy, he has a job. It's not fake AirPods.
At this moment, Entitled Kid starts throwing a temper tantrum. In an effort to calm her down, Entitled Mom.
Oh, honey, he's visiting his dad. He doesn't actually work here.
Keep in mind, this woman has no idea who I am or who my father is, but she has heard of my father. So I travel into the back and get changed. I come out with my AirPods in, and the kid starts screaming.
Mummy, he has a job. It's not fake. This isn't fair. Buy me some.
She also wails and cries a bit. Entitled Mom.
Don't worry, honey. I'll get you some now.
So the Entitled Mom calls over my manager. This is the dialogue I got from coworkers.
Excuse me? That employee is extremely rude.
Manager. The one taking the order?
No, the boy in the back.
So my manager goes off and gets Joel. Not actual name, as he was in the back at the time. Entitled Mom.
No, the rude boy.
Manager. Ma'am, this is the only boy we have in the back.
The short boy.
Manager. You mean OP? I'll go get him. Manager. Hey, this lady says you're being rude. Me. I've been sitting in the back. I haven't said anything to anyone. Yeah, I know. Just come out. So I walk out to the front and see Entitled Mom and Entitled Kid. And she goes on about how I was intentionally trying to upset her kid, and how I must have heard the lies she was saying, and how they deserve compensation. Me. Ma'am, I can't give out free meals.
I don't want the meal. I want your headphones.
Me. No, I'm not giving you my AirPods.
The customer is always right. And don't you mean my AirPods?
Me. No, my AirPods. I may have to say you're right, but you can't demand AirPods I've bought with my own money.
Do you know who I am?
No, I also don't really care. At this point, Entitled Mom hands me a business card. She's on the board of directors for a fairly larger company. Now this is where it gets fun. Me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can fix this all. I didn't know you were her. Entitled Kid.
I want my AirPods now, Mummy.
My manager tries to defend me, saying I don't have to give her my AirPods, and I said, no, I'll give her something. I walk back and pull out my dad's business card. As I walk back, Entitled Mom sees I don't have my AirPods with me, and then demands to see someone of higher power. I hand her my father's business card. My dad is the CEO of Entitled Mom's partner company. So I said, here's someone of higher power. You have a meeting with him tomorrow. Entitled Mom.
Why does this matter to me? It's someone's business card.
Me. My dad doesn't like when you belittle his kids.
You're not his kid.
Me. Indeed I am. Have fun with my father. Entitled Mom.
On second thought, you don't have to give me the AirPods.
Me. I had no intention of giving you anything. Entitled Mom then went on a long plead for me not to tell my dad, and when I refused, she pretty much called me a spoiled brat who doesn't understand anything and how ignorant I am, etc. She and her kid left, and my dad has been notified. She has a meeting with him tomorrow at 9. If this gets enough likes, I'll post an update. And shoutouts to our Read Generals of the day, Shy1, Ella, DJ Reg, and Jonathan. Become tomorrow's Read Generals by leaving as many reads as you can in the comments below.